So I've been thinking, right, them 7 dislikes on that video, yeah, maybe they were disliking the fact that I work fucking well. Duh. Are you allowed to do duh anymore? Advisor, huh? Can you do that now? No, can't even do that now. Okay. Maybe it was the fact that they didn't like the fact that I was unwell. Silly Billy. Is that better? That's politically correct, is it? Yeah, that's acceptable? Yeah? Oh no, is that offending Billy, is it? Fuck this shit, man, I'll say what I fucking want. Yeah, so there we go. Let's say the paranoia. Paranoia, can we say paranoia? Are we allowed to be like, paranoid now? They're coming to take me away. No, it's just because you're paranoid. I don't mean the word fucking coming to take you away. Is that the right saying? I can't think. God, I fucking love making these videos. I know I've got a face for radio. It's just you guys, man. It's you guys. I just fucking love you guys. I mean, fuck me, you guys. There's a lot of you watch my videos that don't like me. That's fine. I don't give a fuck. I'm the one sat in a villa. Boom. But the guys that do like my videos, man, especially the ones that sent me the messages the other day on my videos saying I work well, saying hey, get well soon, chubs and that. Yeah, I don't fucking forget. I don't forget. No, I couldn't name one of them, but that's not the point. Right, serious biz. No, it's not serious biz, or else the tripod would be out. The tripod's there. So I see the tripod. Yeah, you get the fucking point. No, it's just, with the tripod I get a bit aggressive and angry and that, you know what I'm saying? And actually, you know what? There's a few things I'd like to rant and rave about. But I don't want to have my triple heart attack just yet. And no, I didn't have one early in the fucking week either. Right. What are we talking about? God, so you guys do fucking waffle on some shit. Right. I can't stand FSG, right? Can't stand them. Don't trust them. I will not be happy supporting Liverpool Football Club again, right, until they've fucking gone. And I'm deadly serious, right? And I know lots of people that think the same way, right? You might not be able to, you might be a snowflake, you might not be able to understand that. You might be younger, you might not be able to understand it, right? You might be older, my age group, and just a bit thick. I'm fucking right. Alright? Fucking telling you, there's a set of cunts. Even I just get my words mixed up and I'm getting angry. I don't like them, guys. They don't give a fuck about the club. They don't give a fuck about themselves. They haven't taken any money. They fucking will do. They're not fucking sure. Can't wait till they get run out of town. But when are people going to wake up that there you fucking go? Anyway, I can't stand the cunts, right? I fucking can't stand. I can't fucking stand them. If I'm completely honest. I tried to sit on the fence. Witty. I tried to sit on the fence. Strong fence. Admittedly. But that's to try and show some maturity sometimes. But do you know what? I fucking hate them, right? So anyway, so you get the message. I have no time for them. I will not even engage, right, in discussion with anyone that thinks that they're great. I just won't do it. Even if someone puts a comment saying, yeah, but don't you think... No, I'm not. I'm just... Guys, no. Please. Security, just get fucking rid of them. Right, I can't be doing with it. Right. That trophy all in their time, no. Fuck right off. And I'll say something else while I'm on the fucking subject as well. That chief executive, right? At first, I thought, he seems like a nice egg. You know what I mean? He's got connections and stuff like that. And he put that picture of his fucking, what do you call it? Them little plaque things on the ground or whatever you call them. I don't fucking know. Family connection. And, just emotional stuff. And you just think, that's nice, that. Whatever you think of someone, that's nice. Definitely. Not taking the piss out of that, right? And then I've seen him banter with a few people on Twitter, where people are over the top, not very nice people on Twitter. On Twitter, a lot of these people are the absolute dregs and plebs of society, some of these people. So I quite like the way that he stands up to them. I do like that. However, what I don't like, there's two things I don't like about the chief executive on Twitter, and one is when someone maybe is critical, but in quite a immature, sensible manner. Yeah. Now you've got to think, when someone is critical, their tone is often not very nice, isn't it? It's not, all roses and that. It's like some people criticise it. It's just strong, But if they haven't sworn and if they're not being nasty, right? I don't think they should be belittled when you're the man at the top, so to speak. And I seen one of our members tag, right? He's on Twitter. I think it's tag2056. I think, right? Really connected guy from Liverpool. Right? I call him my big brother. Right? Think about that. Right? And he's a lovely man. Worked for the club for many years in a very trusted and responsible position. Right? And he messaged him, the chief executive on Twitter about. Now, it might have been. I think he might have said something about. His tone might have been not offensive, but might have just said something like about the owners that maybe was a bit like, whose ass do you have to kiss to, sort of that sort of thing. I can't remember, to be honest. And that chief executive retweeted it with some sarky comment about Ray Kennedy. Let me be very specific here, not about Ray Kennedy, right? It was about. There's been a lot of calls for people saying that Ray Kennedy needs a testimonial to help him, right? Google Ray Kennedy illness if you don't know what I'm talking about, if you're a young pup or whatever. And he replied saying, there's a fucking testimonial in whatever fucking year it was, a long time ago. Basically saying get your facts right. It's just, you don't know what you're talking about. And my friend was like, talking about, I was fucking there at that testimonial. And it came across in a sort of way of like, one of our own needs some help, but they've already been seen to one, so we can't address it again. We could never possibly, organise something else again. That sort of thing. Now, I'm not into the politics of, I have no knowledge of the current status regarding Ray and whether such help would be accepted. I'm sure it would. I don't know, right? That's not the point. What I'm saying is I just didn't like the response. It was like a belittling of someone that was like obvious, a supporter that was obviously concerned about one of our own, you know what I mean? And I didn't like that. And I've seen him do it a few times. And then not only that, he doesn't reply to them direct, on Twitter like at that person, so only they see it. He will retweet it, which then of course attracts the onslaught from the snowflakes and the people that thinks the sun shines out of his ass, and that, which isn't, it's a bit of a naughty trick, I think. And I don't like that. And the other thing I don't like about our chief executive is the constant. I can't. This is you're gonna be like, what are you to me? But you just gotta trust me with this one, right? My vibe with this one. It's like after every game, it's like, thank you to our glorious, amazing fans, safe journey home. And it's like that sort of like, it's like a message that means well, but it doesn't come across as sincere to me. It just doesn't. And I have no reason whatsoever to think that way about him, because I don't consider him FSG, so there's no agenda. I wrote an editorial, the first, and I think only ever editorial I wrote about him was very positive. And I said, I hope that he, succeeds in his position. I've had no personal interaction with him, just because it's someone I know that he messaged him and he didn't handle it very well. I'm not that childish to be like that. People can fight their own issues. I just find it very fucking politician-ish, if that makes sense. When a politician, they come out and they stroke the baby's head, and, oh my God, what a lovely baby, and they stand there in a pub and they'll have a pint of bitter, to show how in touch they are with the real man. It's very much like that, and it's killing me seeing it. It makes me cringe because I don't know if it's the American influence, because this guy's obviously got this fucking... You know, this is another thing as well, right? So we know his US connections and that, right? So I've got... You know, I'm on Twitter and I'm having a nosy and I'm seeing tweets by our club's chief executive about the NFL. You know what I mean? Like, that other shit was like rugby with crash helmets on, yeah? Go Red Sox. Oh no, that's fucking... What is it? That other shit, fucking... baseball rounders shit in it. Go, I don't know what's go fucking Patriots or some shit. I don't know. I can't name. Go Redskins. There you go. Right, fucking go. Yeah, see, I know my fucking stuff. And I just think to myself, am I being a bit unreasonable? Is the guy not allowed to have an interest in something in his own time? Yeah, is he not allowed to have an interest? Of course, he's allowed to have an interest. It's just kind of weird. It's like, I want my chief executive to be on there talking about, you know, he could have been watching the American fucking football shit, whatever it is, right? But on the other side, at the same time, there was an Italian game on, I think, Serie A game, right? He could have, like, made out he was interested in that, couldn't he? Like, you know, hey, it's right, guys, yeah, just enjoying a bit of Italian football on a Sunday afternoon, like you do, right? And then, like that... Muppets, and then gone to do what he wants in his own time. I don't know. I'm just a bit critic. I just don't like it. I want my chief executive to be on there going, I'm still wounded, you know, from Liverpool's defeat or something. I don't like it. I don't fucking like it. I don't like him. Well, I don't dislike him, right? If you're watching this, Peter, I don't dislike him. You know what I'm saying? Because I tell you something, I've seen some good stuff as well. I've seen some good stuff. I've seen people messaging with questions, and he's gone out of his way. Well, has he gone out of his way? It just looks good, right? It looks good. That's the best way of saying it. His account looks good. Even if you put aside the stuff that you might not agree with, the taunting of fans sometimes, I'm not sure that sits comfortably with me. I don't know. I just think someone like me would probably do that. You know, someone at the bottom of the chain, you know, maybe got a small business or something that's ready to give a fuck what people think. They still consider themselves just down at the fucking peasantry level. And, like, you know, if some person runs their mouth at me online and you just think, do you know what, fuck off, right? But you can't do that, can you? When you're supposed to be responsible and higher up and representing one of the biggest companies or brands in the world. Well, you know what I mean, sporting brands anyway. I just don't think it's very professional. I know. I think if he cut out the belittling of the fans that do challenge him, and stop retweeting it to shit stir. You know, why would a CEO do that? You know what I mean? Like, if someone, I'm the CEO, right? Regardless of what you think of me, right, or whatever, right? I know I'm a fat cunt, right, but I'm not a daft cunt, and I would reply, instead of mocking someone, you know, if they said, you know, you're going nowhere under these American owners, you know, and all that, right? Why not reply with, hey, you know, sorry you think that, Dave. You know, I'm sorry you think that, Dave, but we're trying our very hardest. That's it. Why not put that instead of retweeting and making someone look a muppet? I just don't get it. To attract the onslaught from the snowflakes. Do you understand my point? It's not like, it's not very chief executive-ish how he behaves on there sometimes. But I have seen him do some good stuff, which is what, you know, what many CEOs are absent, and you don't see them do that. I just find it, all of it's very smarmy and patronising, that's all. And that's just, if he was watching this, I'd say to him, look, you know, you're probably a really nice top fucking bloke, you know what I mean? And he maybe is, guys, and he's maybe doing a fantastic job, which is probably all that matters at the end of the day, right? But I'd just say, this is how you come across. This is how you come across. You know, tidy them bits up and that, and then you know, fucking buzzing, laughing. You get everyone on side, stop people fucking moaning at you. Those that will always fucking moan and criticise and slate, fuck them. You know, put them down, but do it in a manner that makes them look foolish. But with tact, by being clever. You know, if someone, you know, shouts a load of shit, she's like, sorry you feel that way, Well, we're doing our very hardest thumbs up, yeah? Knowing that couldn't be like, fucking thumbs up, you know, rather than retweeting it, getting all idiots to fucking message him and bombard them. You know, I don't know. I don't like it. This video wasn't going to be about him. This video was about, I ain't even got to my main fucking point yet. My video starting off was, I don't like FSG, right? And don't trust them. I want them gone. The next part was, he comes into part of that equation, but he's not FSG, but he's, I just find it very politician-y, fucking smarmy, false, right? Now, you might read some of the messages and go, I see nothing wrong with that message, Dunk. What are you talking about? What is wrong with saying, you know, well done to our travelling fans and all this, right? But then when someone replies and goes, I stop fucking patronising, and he retweets it and goes, I will always thank our travelling fans. I will always thank our loyal fan base from all over the world. Travel safely, guys. I just think, nah, fuck off. You're overdoing it, mate. You're overdoing it. I can see through your bullshit. I can see through your fucking bullshit. See, these videos like this don't do me any favours. This video should be on dkb.tv, where I'm a bit more fucking protected. You know what I'm saying? Before you know it, I'll have another fucking solicitor's letter through the door saying, cease and desist, chubs. Alright, so 17 minutes in, we'll get to the content of the video. Right, so I've seen a lot of people, right, in the last few days, right, yeah, saying FSG out, right, we know all that, yeah, but sort of like, because they're saying it's like the season start is all their fault. Now, I'm not having that. I'm not having it, right? So this is where I think, right, I did say that on purpose with an F. This is where I think, right, that, I forgot what I was going to say. This is, I spent more time worrying about the TH and the F. Well, fuck this. You see what I did then? Fucking thinking, I can't remember what I was talking about. For FSG, you're a pack of cunts. Yes. Chief executive, false as fuck. Yes. People hating on FSG for everything. That's it. FSG had to blame for every fucking thing. There you go. FSG did not, right, force the manager to only go for VDV. What in that does? Isn't there something fucking weird? VD? Is it VD? Or is that VD? How fuck it, I'm not well, man. I've been off for a bit, haven't I? You know what I'm saying? VVD. He didn't. I was watching it a fly then, looking at a little fly on my light. That's why I said he, because I was thinking of him. When I went, he didn't, him, I was thinking. Right? They, are not responsible for the manager's failings in the fucking transfer market. There you fucking go. The money was fucking there. Klopp decided to put all his eggs in one fucking basket. He couldn't identify another fucking centre-back, right? And then he said something really rude. He couldn't identify another centre-back, yeah, or refused to. How the fuck is that FSG's fault? How the fuck is that their fault? How is that their fault? I've been having this shit out on Twitter, man, for like fucking 24 hours. How is that? I mean, I fucking can't stand them, right? But you can't blame them for every fucking thing. The money was there. The manager came out. His decision. His words, yeah. I'm happy with what I fucking got. I can't do his voice, guys. I don't know how to do it yet. I hadn't even thought about it. I didn't even try then. You know what I'm saying? His words, yeah, in like a German way. And they don't even speak like a German, does he? It's more like a fucking, you know, like them Dutch. Have you heard the Dutch people been coffee? No? What do you mean that sounds like me on a weekend? Sounded like me on fucking Monday. I was like, oh. So I've been in this video. He fucking said it. He said There's no fucking, there's nothing better than what we've got and all that shit. Name fucking 4 or 5 better players. I don't fucking know what he fucking said. There you go. I'm fucking How is it their fault? How is it their fucking fault that he thinks Klavan, right, is fine to go with? I mean, even fucking Lovren, no one likes fucking Lovren. Right, so it's all very well going, no, he really wanted him. But then he goes and spends that money on the Ox, right? Yeah? He spends that money on him. Did we really need him? He might turn out to be a good player, right? He might turn out to be a good player. He might. But did we really fucking need him? Couldn't he have spent half of that on a centre-back, even if it was only to fucking January? In the hope that we might get VVD in. You know what I'm saying? There's this kid, right? Well, he's not a kid, he's 25, I think, right? He's called Bastos, right? Not Bastard, Bastos. Oh, fucking Bastos. I'm so childish. Bastos, right? He plays as a centre-back for Lazio, yeah? Have a look. Serie A football's really good, right? He cost them 5 million fucking euros, right? 5 million fucking euros. I'm not saying Klopp could get him now for 5 million euros, right? But what I'm saying is, how come other European clubs, right, can go out and find these centre-backs, for example, at next to fucking Nout, yeah? Alright, that's an exception. We know that a lot of players cost a lot of money sometimes. But the point is, I was watching this game, right, and I watched this kid in action really, really closely. I've seen him before. And I watched him at the weekend. Oh, I don't even know if it was the weekend, actually. Maybe it was. I'm out of my days because obviously I've been in hospital and laid up and shit. I have no idea what. Must have been the weekend. It must have been before I got taken on. And I just can't understand why Klopp failed to identify. Like, basically, he's saying there's no fucking no centre backs out there, right? Nobody that takes his fancy. I can watch a fucking game. A random game on TV, and now I'm watching centre-backs all the time, is what I'm trying to say. And I'm looking at each team, and I think, what's their fucking centre-backs like? Even shitty Premier League outfits, right? When you get some boring fucking game on TV, and it's like, oh God, what's, who's on today? Right, some, like, team that you would look and think, oh, they're watching this shit, right? And I even watch them and their centre-backs, and I think, well, could that cunt do a better job than Klavan, than Lovren, etc.? I just find it kind of weird that the manager, right, has not addressed this issue, the defence, even the fucking goalkeepers as well, right? Now, it's just, because we saw a bit of Karius when he was flapping like fuck, we now think Mignolet's alright. It's just, I don't know, it's like, surely you build from the back. And I didn't follow Klopp or anything to do with his German side. I've never really bothered with the Bundesliga, right? But people tell me that he had a really strong defence, good goalkeeper defence and all that. I don't know if that's true. You can educate me in the comments section. He's come into Liverpool. Someone said, right, that the average spend on defenders during his time at Liverpool Football Club through the windows that he's had is £3 million per window, £12 million in total. I don't know if that's right or not. Shit at maths. It's what I think I read or heard on Wireless or something when I was laid in bed over there, right? So why, the manager has failed to address one of the most important issues in the Liverpool team, right? You can talk about heavy metal fucking football as much as you want. You don't need to go to the other extreme and say Klopp out, right? Anyone that says that is a dick. We know that, right? So don't lump me in with that shit. We're talking about fair, justified criticism. And the guy, to me, right, is very naive with the Premier League. This isn't the Bundesliga. Maybe you could get away with it in Germany. I don't fucking know. But this is the English Premier League, right? It's rough as fuck at the back, innit? Bit like me over there, man. Oh, fucking hell, every 5 minutes, fucking toilet. Yeah, every 5 fucking minutes. I must have lost fucking... It's rough at the back, innit? You know what I'm saying? And How can FSG be held responsible for that? I don't think they can. When I speak to Fenway we come not to pay lads and the people involved and all these Fenway out people, which I have a lot of time for, right? Because I actually agree with their core principle, right, of fucking FSG out, right? So I wouldn't want to belittle them, I wouldn't want to put them down or anything. But if they anything that they can find to fucking say that it's their fault, it's FSG, everything's fucking FSG, this hot dog's fucking cold. Which FSG's fault? That hot dog's cold, you know. Because it worked like this before. Your hot dogs were fucking piping hot. Everything's fucking FSG's fault. You know, when them fucking missiles go off in fucking North Korea, when Trump flattens the fucking place, right, it'll be FSG's fault. Right? Now I'm all for criticism, right? And I don't particularly want to defend them, but I can't partake in that. Right? I prefer, you know, I don't know, is it honesty? It's just really just being real. So I can't stand people that are fucking snowflakey. I can't fucking stand them pussies, right? And I can't stand people that are like every single thing, it's all their fucking fault, you know. Anyway, you know, they're the people at the top, the buck stops for them and all that. But you get me drift, guys. This video, as long as it fucking is, but I know you like watching me long videos, you can't fucking blame them for everything. And I'm sorry, but the manager is not exempt from criticism. Look at that fucking Donald Trump, yeah? China, right? His missus must be gutted, wouldn't she? She was like having that nice lifestyle now. She must be like, oh, you've got a fucking proper job now. I'm going all over the fucking world. Fucking targets on my head. I know where I'd put my fucking target if I were there. I tell you what, I'd drop an aspirin or two for her. I fucking would. I wouldn't actually. I think she's got a right fucking mong of a face. Mong. You can't say mong, can you? You say mong? Alright. So do you get my point, what I'm saying, right? Jurgen Klopp failed to address key issues in that side and instead went and bought that useless cunt from Arsenal. Sorry, I'm just jumping on the bandwagon there. Right, what I'm saying is, was that purchase necessary? Could he not have just... Did we really need him? I don't know. I have faith in Jurgen Klopp. However, there are many things that I've seen since he's been manager that have left me scratching my head, and I think if Brendan Rodgers was the manager it would be unacceptable. But because it's Jurgen Klopp and because he's got character and he's all happy fucking flappy, right, and we all like a character, and because he's passionate and one of us on that fucking touchline and that, don't you dare criticise him is the fucking response. Yeah? Well, fuck that shit, I'll say what I want. And that's it. Right? So yeah, FSG out. But, you know, let's just be fucking, you know, fair. Let's not just stitch people up for the sake of stitching them up. Klopp's to blame on this one. That's it.